the 2023 British Grand Prix race commentary, as well as this week's AstCa News Live. And I've got to be honest, in terms of this week's AstCa News, there isn't too much, to be honest. Of course, we have the new F1 film filming this weekend at Silverstone, with, frankly, some of the best cars on the grid, with the Apex GP cars driven by Brad Pitt and... oh god, I've forgotten his name again. His co-star, who I've also completely forgotten the name of again. Oh my god. But yeah, that's happening today, and I believe they are going to be taking part in the first lap of the race from the back of the grid, thankfully, so they won't be interfering with the actual race itself, and hopefully nothing goes wrong. Like, if it goes wrong, that is going to be an absolute disaster for both the film and the cars that are actually racing. Like, this, I'm not sure how to feel about them actually being involved in the race itself. That, to me, seems a bit risky, I've got to be honest, but hopefully the people in the car know what they're doing and are able to make it safely to wherever they're going on the track. I don't know where they're... I know they're pulling off at some point during the first lap, but I don't know where. So hopefully we do find out soon. Well, obviously we will find out pretty soon where exactly they are going to be pulling off after they've started the race. Because, again, I don't know how to feel about that. But let's go to the qualifying results. What the hell happened? None of that made sense. But you know what? I'll accept it. Because at one point during qualifying, we had an all-British top 4. Wow! That was insane. Granted, it didn't last, but it happened. It was there. It was registered on the timesheets. It existed. But who did end up in well, we know Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri had, frankly, an amazing qualifying session, qualifying 2nd and 3rd on the grid, so Zach Brown was the happiest I've ever seen him, frankly. And speaking of McLaren, they have brought back the chrome this weekend. I was very happy to see that. Granted, it isn't perfect. In fact, there's only one thing that I would change on the car to make it perfect. Right, on the front nose, there's papaya, and on the front wing, there's the chrome. Switch them around. Simple. Simple fix would make it look almost perfect. But hey, not much I can do about it now, not much McLaren can do about it either. Lando seems pretty damn happy with it, because if you guys have been paying attention to Lando, you'll know he's been asking Zach for this for years. And he's finally got his wish. Of course, Williams, as I said, are running in my video on this weekend, Williams running a special livery too, with a Union Jack thrown on the back, which has seemed to have done them a few favours as well, because Alex Albon made it into Q3 and has been running pretty well throughout the weekend, so I might be able to say this with some conviction now. Watch out for the Williams. And definitely keep a close eye on the McLaren. Like, those two are going to be insane. Like, those two teams are going to be really good to watch out for. It feels like we've gone back to the early 2000s with McLaren, Ferrari, and Williams. Like, this feels like we've gone back about 20 years, and you know what? I'm living for it. It's a bit of a nostalgic race, Silverstone. It was the first race in the Formula 1 World Championship in 1950. The first championship, so it's where it all started, and to have a bit of nostalgia like that, that'd be pretty cool. And if we can get McLaren, Ferrari, and Williams on the podium, that would be insanity. I would love it. Yeah, honestly, this race is building up to be quite interesting. A lot of cars out of position. Some in the best way possible, some in not the best way possible. The Mercedes had a pretty rough time in qualifying. And Sergio Perez, again, didn't make it out of Q1, which put him down in the bottom 5 and I think 16th. So I do not know what's happening to Perez, but he needs to fix it soon. Or he could be facing the back door of Red Bull quite quickly if he doesn't pick up soon. But yeah, I've got to say, qualifying yesterday was frankly one of the best qualifying sessions I have ever seen in Formula 1. Like, throughout my entire time of watching it, that was one of the most entertaining qualifyings I have ever seen. I have never been up off my seat as much as I was in yesterday's qualifying, especially in Q1. Q1 was just chaos. Like, it was complete carnage. No one crashed. Well, we had two cars break down just out of nowhere, which were the Haas of Nico Hülkenberg and the Alfa Romeo of Valtteri Bottas. So I would advise caution for anyone running a Ferrari engine today. So that would be the two Ferraris, the two Alfa Romeos, and the two Haases. I would advise caution for those 6. But you never know. It could have just been a little bit of a problem yesterday that coincidentally had to happen to 2 Ferrari engine cars. So you never know. Today, maybe an okay day for the Ferraris. Well, all 6 of the Ferrari-powered cars as well. But yeah, qualifying was frankly one of the most mental things I have ever seen in my entire time watching F1. It was, as I said, complete chaos. Like, you couldn't predict who was going to cross the line in pole next. Like, at one point, Lando Norris had provisional pole, then it went to Lewis Hamilton briefly. Then Perez had it, somehow. And then Verstappen clinched it, and then it was mental. Yeah, it was just... If you get the chance to rewatch qualifying, do it. Because I've got to be honest, it was amazing. It was just purely brilliant. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this race today, because of course it's the British Grand Prix. It's the home of Formula 1 in the most literal sense. Of course, we have 4 drivers out there today from the UK. Alex Albon, even though he's racing under a Thailand licence, he is a British driver. Lando Norris, of course, and of course the 2 Mercedes boys, George Russell and Lewis Hamilton. So, lots of people for Britain to cheer on today. Of course, we have to watch out for Max Verstappen as well, because he put it on pole quite convincingly, once again. Perez, I don't know how much of a threat he's going to be in this race. Of course, we have Alex Albon in the top 10. He's going to be interesting to watch out for, because that Williams has really been on fire this weekend. I don't know what's happened to it, but good lord, it was fast. The AlphaTauris had a bit of an unfortunate weekend as well, with Nick De Vries and Yuki Tsunoda not having actually the best weekends, like, for the pair of them. Like, it's unusual at this point to have both of them not really perform to what they should be. So I'm quite worried for AlphaTauri this weekend, I have to be honest. Alfa Romeo were kind of there in qualifying. They were out on track. Haas, of course, had a bit of a disaster with, of course, Nico Hülkenberg's car just breaking down out of nowhere. Mercedes, as I said, had a bit of a rough weekend so far. And same goes for Aston Martin. They've kind of disappeared again as well, which is a bit unfortunate. Hopefully that isn't a trend that will continue across the season. I hope. But yeah, a lot of the teams have been mixed up this weekend quite a lot. Like, as I said, McLaren has been absolutely on fire this weekend, as well as Williams. Ferrari have had a pretty decent weekend as well. Of course, Red Bull, 50-50. It depends which driver you're looking at. If you're looking at Max Verstappen, typical Verstappen dominance in qualifying. But if you're looking at Perez, you're probably crying. Yeah, it's been a bit of a weird one for Red Bull lately. Verstappen is doing a lot of the heavy lifting, I have to be honest. Will Perez come back? I don't know. Like, I've never seen Perez drop off this badly while he's been at Red Bull, so I don't know how he's going to do this weekend now. I am at a complete loss. I don't know how he's going to go on throughout the rest of the season, if he's even still here. Of course, there are rumours flying around that this could be the end for Sergio Perez and De Vries if they don't pick up by the summer break. So there's potential that both drivers could be out. Like, I don't know what's happened to Perez. I don't know if it's going to continue. I just don't know. But I have never seen him drop off this severely in Red Bull. Like, he's always dropped off a little bit, then come back. But that's usually happened long before this point in the season. Like, he has a drop-off quite early on, and then by mid-season he's back on his game, but he just doesn't seem to be coming back this time, so have to wait and see, I suppose. But yeah, it's going to be a bit of a weird weekend, this one. I can feel it. Like, as I said, a lot of drivers are out of position. Some in a good way, some in a bad way, so yeah, just have to monitor the race, see how it progresses, and see who ends up where by the checkered flag, I suppose. I have done a little bit of calculating by the fastest lap record and the lap count. This race should be just over an hour, so about 70 minutes, provided nothing goes wrong. However, considering the now lack of rain, because as you guys know, in qualifying yesterday, that was a hell of a lot. So, judging by the lack of rain, there shouldn't be too many incidents today. So, in theory, we should have a pretty clean run race, which is always a good thing, because then we can finish here on time. And we can get to the finish quicker and see who wins. But yeah, this weekend, it's going to be interesting. Of course, Verstappen is looking as strong as ever. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, I think, very ready to take the fight to him today, though. Like, seriously, those McLarens today have, well, across the weekend, have been pretty damn good. Especially in qualifying yesterday. In the practice sessions, not as much, but in qualifying, they were strong. And then the Williams as well, like you had in the 3 practice sessions, you had Alex Albon, P3 in the first 2, and then second in the last practice. So yeah, don't count Albon out of this weekend either, and not even Logan Sargent, because he was doing quite well as well. So the 2 Williams boys could put up a bit of a fight today. As for everyone else on the grid, I just don't know. The grid has been massively mixed up this weekend, so this race is going to be very damn hard to predict, in my opinion. But, speaking of that, what are your predictions for today? Who do you think is going to round out the podium? Is it going to be a Red Bull and the McLarens? Is it going to be a McLaren, Ferrari, Williams, like the old early days of the 2000s? Is it going to be a complete random mixture of teams that no one would expect on the podium? And who's going to round out the points? Who's going to be in the top 10? Will it be 5 different teams? Will it be a mixture of all 10? That'd be incredible. And of course, who do we think is going to draw a short straw today? Who is not going to finish? It's one that I hate to ask, but it's one that I have to ask because while it's been kind of a semi-common occurrence this season that all cars have finished, it hasn't been regular enough for me to not bother asking that one anymore. So, do we think anyone's not going to finish today? And if we do, who is it going to be? Is it going to be a Ferrari? Is it going to be a Haas? Is it going to be somebody completely different? Could someone's luck completely turn on them? Say, Verstappen, for example, or one of the McLarens, maybe? Who's it going to be? But yeah, we're about 15-ish minutes away from the race start now, so in a moment I shall now tune in, and then we'll get ready for the race. One moment, please. And yes, I am unintentionally double microphoning today because I forgot to charge my wireless headphones. So yeah, we're doing this. Not great, I know. But yeah, the Ferraris are in 4th and 5th today, so Ferrari are going to be a team to watch out for, I think. Yeah, but beyond that, I don't know who else is going to be where. But those McLarens were looking phenomenal on the across the weekend. They're looking incredible. Yeah, I really can't wait for this race, guys. Of course, those film cars are going to be interesting to see how that goes. I'm not sure how involved they're going to be in the race. They may only do the formation lap with the other cars, but I'm just not sure how far they're going to go. Hopefully not too far. Yeah, I can't wait for this, guys, gotta be honest. But in a moment, I will shut up for God Save the King, because that's coming up in a moment. Okay, just a quick interview here with Max Verstappen from Martin Brundle, because he's on his grid walk and has caught him. But yeah, today's race is a bit weird in the grid order, so expect the unexpected, to say the least. I really don't know what's going to happen today, guys. I've got no clue, but I'm loving it. I cannot wait to see what happens, because, as I said, that qualifying was just, frankly, mental. Okay. Okay. And... okay. Okay. And here we have God Save the King, so I'll shut up now. And that was an amazing rendition of that by the actor Damian Lewis, and an amazing flyover from the Red Arrows of the RAF. Wow, that was really cool. A jazz version of God Save the King, that was amazing. And of course, the Red Arrows, always a phenomenon to watch. Like, I love watching them. And of course, they're the stunt pilots of the RAF, so that's always fun. And now We Will Rock You's playing over the speakers. Love that! Oh, but yeah, we're now about just over 10 minutes away from the race start, so... and it's time. And I would love to point out, this is the first time that Lando Norris is starting on the front row at Silverstone. Ever. So this is his first time on the front row at Silverstone, which is insane. And this is the first time that McLaren's been on the front row of Silverstone since 2008 with Heikki Kovalainen. Yeah, it wasn't even Lewis Hamilton. It was Heikki Kovalainen that got McLaren their last front row start at Silverstone. Ugh. Oh, and now we're seeing the very controversial incident between Verstappen and Hamilton in 2021. Oh boy, I didn't think they'd bring this one up again. Oh, wow. Yeah, I did not think we'd be seeing this again. Oh no, I don't think this is the incident, actually. I think this is just a lap between Hamilton and Verstappen. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I really can't wait for this race. I always love watching Silverstone. In fact, Silverstone is the only track I've ever been to. And it admittedly wasn't for F1, it was for Formula Renault back in 2008 and 2010. Um, so I haven't been Silverstone for a very long time, but it's the only F1 track that I have been to, which is really cool. And I've got an interview with Damian Lewis. Okay, Damien's now just explained that he was kind of nervous that he'd mess up the anthem because, of course, only in the last few months we have had a pretty big change in the anthem, with, of course, the tragic death of Queen Elizabeth II. So the anthem has changed for the first time in about 70 years. So, yeah, Damien was a bit worried about messing that up, but thankfully, he didn't. And there's a lovely shot of the red arrows again, my god. Like, if you ever get to watch the red arrows, even if it's on a YouTube video, watch them, because they are amazing to see. I've only seen them a few times in my life, but from what I have seen, wow, they are a sight to behold. Yeah, we're now just under 10 minutes away from the race start now, so we'll get the track information in a couple of minutes' time, which is always the best part, and of course the grid order for today, which is, as I've said, incredibly strange and not the norm at all. But that's what makes it fun. Oh, also, guys, what's your favourite livery on the track this weekend? Just purely curious. Is it the Chrome McLaren, which is definitely mine? Although, is it because you have the Williams, which in all honesty has grown on me over the weekend? And, of course, we now have the Apex GP cars, which look, frankly, phenomenal. Like, that livery is going to look amazing in the film. I love it. Like, the black, the gold, the little bit of white. And of course, the race suits look amazing. But yeah, it looks really good. I can't wait to watch this film. Like, it looks incredible. And of course, Lewis Hamilton is executive producer, which is probably why the cars are Mercedes powered in the film. Oh, yeah, I really can't wait for this race, guys. As I said, Silverstone is always a good one. Like, it's the sixth longest track on the calendar, so it is a long lap, about, I think it's a minute and a half, roughly, so, compared to last week's just over a minute long lap, it does feel a bit longer. Because remember, last week's race was like a minute and 5 seconds at the fastest. And this is going to be about a minute and a half at the fastest. So, yeah, it's going to feel a lot longer lap-wise this weekend. But, of course, the race time overall will be about 70-ish minutes by my calculations, provided, again, that nothing goes wrong, which hopefully it won't. Hopefully everything will go absolutely swimmingly and nothing will go wrong at all. Ugh. Ugh. And what frankly astonishes me is that Silverstone used to be an old RAF base back in World War II. In only a few short years, from 1945 to 1950, it was converted into a racetrack, which eventually became, of course, the undisputed home of F1. Like, this is where the World Championship began, back in 1950. Of course, F1 did run for a few years prior in a non-championship status from 1946, but 1950 was the year it was made into a World Championship, and Silverstone was selected as the first race of that season. So this is the home of Formula One as we know it today. And of course, the former Queen Elizabeth II, did attend that race back in 1950, so she was there when Formula One began. Well, the Formula One that we know today, like, she was there that day, which is just amazing. Okay. And now, F1 intro time. We're almost ready. Ugh. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good one. I am expecting a lot of overtakes considering how out of place everybody is. Like, there is a lot of drivers that really aren't where they should be. But I think that's going to make this race way more interesting, and I'm wondering how much of a gap Verstappen will have, because, of course, he's in the lead. He's probably going to lead for most, if not all, the race. But I'm just wondering how much of a gap he can pull, because those McLarens were on fire yesterday. Anyway, here's the track information. Okay, and this is round 11, so it's the halfway point in the season. So, next week, expect a video of my mid-season thoughts. Just a little heads up for you. Okay, 3.661 miles of a track, 52 laps, and the fastest lap was Max Verstappen, 1 minute 27.097 seconds, 18 turns, 206 miles per hour top speed, and we're just seeing some highlights from each turn from races past. But yeah, it's always a fun track, I've got to be honest. Ugh. Okay. And we have the three tyre compounds of the C3, C2, and C1. So not the hardest in the Pirelli range, but close. We have the C1, the hard, the C2, the medium, and the C3, the soft. So not quite the hardest, but close. Okay. And let's get the grid. Okay, we have Valtteri Bottas in 20th and Kev Magnussen in 19th. Then we have Nick de Vries in 18th and Zhou Guanyu in 17th. And of course, we have Sergio Perez in 15th and Yuki Tsunoda in 16th, so there must have been a change somewhere. Logan Sargent in 14th and Esteban Ocon in 13th, so Sargent didn't have the best day yesterday in qualifying, but hey-ho. Lance Stroll is in 12th and Hulkenberg's in 11th. Then we have Gasly in 10th and Alonso down in 9th. And then, of course, we have Alex Albon in 8th and Lewis Hamilton in 7th, so it's an all-British 4th row. Then we have George Russell and Carlos Sainz in 5th, 6th and 5th, respectively. And then we have Charles Leclerc in 4th and Oscar Piastri in 3rd. And then, of course, Lando Norris in P2, and alongside him on pole position is, of course, Max Verstappen in the Red Bull. Ugh. And on the start grid, we have all three of the tyre compounds for this weekend's race. So we've got the softs, mediums, and hards being run by all 20 cars, but don't know who's running which. And I've got to say, that chrome is hella nostalgic to see. Like, I wasn't expecting that, but damn it, I'm happy it's there. Because that's the McLaren that I grew up with as a child, watching Lewis Hamilton and Fernando, Kovalainen, Jensen, Checo. Like, that was my McLaren as a kid. So to see that back is very nostalgic, I have to be honest. But yeah, as I said, it isn't quite perfect, but it's damn close. Okay, we have most of the cars on mediums except for Russell, Ocon, Tsunoda, and De Vries on softs, and Bottas and Hulkenberg on the hards. But the rest of the cars are on mediums. Okay, and here we are for the formation lap. So off goes Verstappen and Lando Norris in P2. Okay. And this is the 75th year since 75th anniversary of Silverstone being used as a racetrack. And actually, it was converted in 1948, actually. So, yeah, this is its 75th anniversary as a racetrack from being converted from a World War II RAF base. So only 3 years passed after World War II until this track became a track. Now, I don't know why the Apex GP cars, they may actually not be on the grid right now. They might be running after the race. I don't know. But it does make a lot of sense, really, because this is an active racetrack now, so to have 2 cars for a film would be quite risky. But we'll have to wait and see for all the cars to come around, I suppose. And it is raining in Brackley, which is only 8 miles away from Silverstone, and it's the home of Mercedes. It's, well, they've got 2 factories, Brackley and Brixworth, but Brackley is the main factory, so apparently according to a friend of Karun Chandok on Sky Sports F1, it's raining in Brackley. Uh-oh. And this weekend we have a record attendance for this track at a 480,000 across the weekend. That is nuts. Okay. Here comes Verstappen and Norris back onto the grid, ready for the start. Okay. And Lando Norris is pointing very far right on his grid box, so he's very ready to cut off Verstappen on the race start. So this is going to be an interesting start here, especially from Lando Norris. Okay, it looks as if the Apex GP cars are not on the grid with them, so they might be running after the race potentially. We'll see. Okay, here comes the medical car. There's the green flag, so the lights will start coming on now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they are off for the 2023 British Grand Prix at Silverstone. And Lando Norris is in the lead! Lando Norris has taken the lead of the race off the start, my goodness! Oh, wow! That was a phenomenal start there from Lando Norris, wow. But Verstappen is coming up behind him, and that is multiple cars off. None of them have crashed, but they've all gone off track. Wow, that was an incredible start there from the young Brits. Whoa. Yeah, that was okay. Oof. I've never really seen anything like that, I've got to be honest. And it looks as if Verstappen is now under attack from Oscar Piastri as well. Holy hell. And it looks as if Oscar Piastri is now in a drag race with Max Verstappen, but doesn't quite get the job done. Whoa! Oh, okay. That McLaren really is on fire this weekend. Wow! And it appears that Hamilton's dropped down a couple of places, so it may have been him going off at the start. Whew. That was nuts. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Whew. Okay, now we're on to lap 2, so DRS will be activated at the end of this lap. So this is going to be interesting, guys. Holy hell. That was nuts. Whew. Okay. Lando Norris had a plan there, and it worked, it seems. Oof. Okay. And all the cars seem to be filing in now in order, like they seem to be calming down a bit now after that first lap. Okay, now we have Lewis Hamilton chasing down Fernando Alonso, his old teammate. And Max Verstappen now is out of DRS range of Lando Norris. Only slightly, but he is out of DRS range right now. Of course, DRS isn't activated yet, but it will be at the end of the lap. So all Lando Norris needs to do now is pull out a gap, and he will lead for probably a couple of laps, I'd imagine. That is mental. Okay. Well, then, that was an exciting start to the race, I've got to be honest. Yep, and Lando Norris had an absolutely phenomenal getaway there. Like, Verstappen had a brilliant getaway too, and so did Piastri, actually. Like, the top three got away very well, but obviously the star of that was definitely Lando Norris. Like, wow. That was mental. Oh. Okay. And Verstappen is catching up to Lando Norris a little bit now. Huh. And I've just heard another crash of thunder outside of my house. Oh god, not again. Oh, that was a bit nuts. Okay, so Lando Norris, car number 4, should, in theory, lead the first 4 laps of this race. Oh, because he is holding off Verstappen quite well right now. Of course, Verstappen is closing the gap, but Lando is going very defensive here, so this could be a battle and a half, especially if Piastri gets involved, which he actually is quite close to, so, oof. Yeah, and Lando Norris has led the first 4 laps of this race. Holy hell. And the last time a McLaren led the British Grand Prix was 2012 with Lewis Hamilton, so this is very significant, guys. Okay, and here comes Max Verstappen to take the lead back of the race. However, I wouldn't count Lando Norris out here. He looks to be coming back. Okay. Now we're seeing George Russell chase down Charles Leclerc for 4th. Well, that was a very interesting first few laps. Woof! Ooh. Okay, and here comes Fernando Alonso, potentially being overtaken by Lewis Hamilton, and we have George Russell radio. Okay, George Russell now complaining about Charles Leclerc potentially moving under braking, which is very much not allowed, so the FIA could end up investigating that claim. Okay, and here comes Hamilton on Alonso. He's not going to get it just yet. Okay. Ugh. Okay, just had to lift himself up a little bit there. Ooh, that was close. Ugh. Okay, Oscar Piastri has said he's holding positions, so Lando Norris is now very free to attack Max Verstappen again for the lead. And they might be able to take him together because they are still within a second. Well, Lando Norris is still within a second of Verstappen, so this could be an interesting battle to watch for the lead. Okay. Oh, and Lewis is getting very close now to overtaking Fernando Alonso. Oh, here he goes, alongside Alonso, and now he's in front of Alonso. And that's, of course, got a massive cheer from the home crowd of Lewis Hamilton, unsurprisingly. Okay, and here's Sergio Perez up into 13th, so he's made up a couple of places. Okay, and there is Perez overtaking the Haas of, I think that's Kevin Magnussen? I think. Oh, Hulkenberg. I will get those two right one day, because I always struggle telling which is which. Ah, Hulkenberg's lost a front wing end plate as well. Uh-oh. Okay, now we're on to lap 8, so we're already nearly a fifth of the way through this race. Whew. And Hulkenberg's into the pits to replace said front wing, and here's Verstappen radio. Oh. Okay. Verstappen is complaining that his car is getting a bit unbalanced due to the wind, and that is a 16.1 second stop for Hulkenberg there. But yeah, Verstappen's now complaining that the wind's starting to mess with the balance of his car. Okay. That could be interesting to keep an eye on. And as always, I'll stay on until the end of the podium ceremony later on, so yeah. And I will be going live with Roxanne tonight at 6 PM, so please join me and Roxanne here for that in probably about an hour and a half after this race is finished, I'd imagine, roughly, but you guys will know when I'm going live, because the notification will pop up, obviously. But yeah, we're going live at 6 PM UK time tonight, so feel free to translate that into your time zone. Oh, and George Russell has been told that there are wind gusts up to 35 kilometers per hour. Oh, don't know what that is in miles per hour, but it's probably quite high. But yeah, so me and Roxanne are going live again on YouTube here at 6 PM tonight, so please check us out on that as well for the 90-second Astoundcast. But yeah, I'll be staying on here now until the end of the podium ceremony, as always. Ugh. Okay. The McLaren boys have been told by the team to look out for rain just outside of turn 7, aka Luffield, so that's going to be interesting if that comes to pass. Okay. Now it's got a bit of an interview here from Zach Brown. Okay. Can't see any rain myself, but the drivers can probably see a bit better than I can. Oh, Esteban Ocon's in the pits. Don't know what for exactly. Suppose we'll find out soon. Oh. Oh. And, there goes Esteban Ocon from the race, I guess. Okay. Now we're seeing Lewis Hamilton's overtake on Fernando Alonso again, which obviously happened a few laps ago now, but I want to know what happened to Esteban Ocon at this point. Well, it looks as if he's out of the race now, for whatever reason. Bit of a shame for the young Frenchman there. Okay, and the pit window for the soft tyre runners is lap 11 to 17, which is the next lap. Oh, Verstappen radio. Okay, so a little bit of rain coming in a couple of minutes' time. Okay. Okay, so it looks as if Esteban Ocon's retirement was preemptive, because they must have seen something that wasn't going to last the race, so they pulled him in now and retired him now. Okay, that's unfortunate for Esteban Ocon, I've got to be honest. Oh yeah, and there is a little bit of rain coming in very soon on the Alfa Romeo radar there. Okay, according to Mercedes, there won't be any rain at the track at all, so wait and see, I suppose. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Okay, we still have Lando Norris chasing Max Verstappen, but the gap is widening now between them, with Lando Norris at 1.6 seconds to Verstappen. Oh, correction, Lando is now 1.9 seconds to Max Verstappen, so the gap is opening up a bit there. But the gap to the cars behind the McLarens is still quite big. Oh. Okay. Right. Oh no. Okay, right, Mercedes have just told George Russell that it's not going to rain, it's going to miss the track. But George Russell has just reported that there is drops on his visor, so now the joke's reared its head again. Is it just sweat? Oh, that poor man's never going to live that down. Never, ever living that down. So, we'll wait and see. It might be rain, it might be sweat. It could be both. It could be both. Oh, and there goes Perez overtaking Lance Stroll for 11th. Oh, Lando Norris radio. Okay. Okay, so that's McLaren just checking with Lando Norris to see if they can make their pit stop plan A work. And Lando said, yeah, sure, why not? Okay, now we're on to lap 13. Mm. Okay, so we're almost a quarter through this race, I think, and we've only lost one driver in Esteban Ocon, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame, but it was bound to happen. At least it didn't happen to the point where it disturbed the rest of the race. Oh, the Verstappen radio again. Okay. Verstappen is beginning to really struggle with the wind, it seems. Okay. Okay, and here comes George Russell, still chasing down Charles Leclerc. Okay. Okay, lap 14 now. Oh, another George Russell replay. Oh, and now we have Pep Guardiola with Toto Wolff in the Mercedes garage. Of course, Manchester City manager. Okay, and Sonoda's been in the pits with a 2.6 second stop. Probably for a tyre change, I'd imagine. Oh, and Verstappen is now reporting light drizzle. Okay. Right. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, there we go. Just have to readjust myself again there. Okay, now we have Gasly chasing down Alonso. Yeah, I'll admit, I'm getting a bit of track limits PTSD right now after Austria. Oh, and there are some drops of rain on the camera, so there is rain coming down. Okay. Okay. Okay, and George Russell is still chasing Charles Leclerc. He hasn't got him, but he's not letting him go either. Oh, and he had a little look around the outside there, but didn't decide to go for it. Okay. There we are. Okay, and here we have Sergio Perez. Looks as if he's overtaking Alex Albon here. Yep, there we go. Okay. Okay, Norris is still slipping back from Max Verstappen here, but at the end of the day, oh goodness, there we go. But yeah, so Norris is still slipping back from Max Verstappen a bit, but Piastri is holding everyone else off quite well. So I think McLaren at this point are trying to secure a podium, if not a double podium here. Like, this could be interesting. Now we're on to lap 18. Okay. Oh, Carlos Sainz radio. Okay. Okay. Carlos Sainz has forgotten what his plan B was for the race. Oh dear. Oh, Charles Leclerc radio, and he has been told to pit. Okay. Okay. Now there's Leclerc coming into the pits. Oh, and yep, he is dropping back quite a lot, admittedly. Oh boy. Oh goodness. Sorry guys, I'm a bit all over the place at the moment. Okay. Okay. And now we're on to lap 19, so we're approaching, believe it or not, half race distance already. Yeah. 7 more laps and we'll be at half race distance. Wow, this is going quickly. Oh, stopping radio. Okay. Okay. So yeah, lap 20 now, so yeah, very much approaching half race distance at this point, which means that this race could be over quite quick. Possibly. Okay. And if... Oh, Norris radio. Okay, and that's Max Verstappen on the fastest lap with a 1 minute 32.295 seconds. Woof. Okay, so that's a really quick lap there from Max Verstappen. Okay, it seems that McLaren are getting ready for a pit stop. For who? I don't know. Or they could just be getting the tyres ready for when one of their drivers does decide to come in. Probably going to be Oscar Piastri, I'd imagine, because Lando seems pretty happy on his tyres right now. Okay. Okay. Now I've got an onboard here with Lewis Hamilton. Okay, nothing seems to be happening at the moment. Not much seems to be going on, frankly, so, yeah, things will start to slow down for a little bit now, I think, but then, give it until about lap 35-ish, things will start to heat up again, because then it'll, of course, be the last 15-ish laps of the race, and then people will want to start making up positions quite quickly, doing some overtakes, so yeah, for the next 10 or so laps, things will probably start to slow down a bit, and then go a bit mental towards the end. Oh, and Verstappen's got the fastest lap again, 1 minute 32.184 seconds. Oof. Okay. Okay, lap 23 now. Okay. Yeah, not much is going to happen for the next 10 or so laps, I would think. And then, I reckon, again, about lap 35-ish, we'll start to see stuff happen again, probably. Ah, okay, so Esteban Ocon had a hydraulics leak, which is why he retired from the race. Okay, that explains that then. Okay. Okay. Lap 24 now, and yeah, things are really starting to quieten down now for a bit. And as I said, they will do for the next, again, probably 10 or so laps, I would say now. Okay. And Lando Norris is now starting to say that his tyres are beginning to drop off a little bit now, so Lando Norris is probably going to come into the pits soon, I'd imagine. Oh, Norris radio? Probably this message. Oh, Zhou Guan Yu's in the pits. And his pit stop will be... quite a long one, it seems. Oh, at 2.9 seconds. Okay, that's not too bad. He was just a very long time in the pit lane. Okay, and there's Charles Leclerc overtaking Lance Stroll quite comfortably. Now on to lap 26, so at the end of this lap will be a half race distance. Okay. Oh, Carlos Sainz radio. Now he's been told to pit as well. Okay, and here comes the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz. Let's see how long his pit stop is. And that was a 2.4 second stop there for the Ferrari, so that's pretty impressive, honestly. Okay, lap 27. 26 laps to go. Okay, and there's Lewis Hamilton up into 5th place behind his teammate George Russell. And I think they're now chasing down the McLarens. Oh, and there's Lando Norris radio. Oh, and that's Verstappen with the fastest lap again. 1 minute 32.138 seconds. Okay, lap 28. Oh, and De Vries is in the pits. Mm, 2.4 seconds stop for Nick De Vries there. Not bad. Lando Norris replay. Oh, and George Russell's now being told to pit as well on lap 29. And it looks as if Red Bull is boxing Sergio Perez. 3.9 second stop for Russell there, so a bit slow. And Perez had a 2.4 second stop, so a bit better than Russell, in fact, by 1.5 seconds, to be exact. And Piastri's been told to come into the pits now, so he will lose 3rd place, unfortunately. But considering the pace of that McLaren, he might get that back pretty quick. Okay. Here comes Piastri for his pit stop. And that was a 2.4 second stop for Oscar Piastri as well, so that was pretty good. Oh, and Logan Sargent's in the pits now. And Carlos Sainz has got the fastest lap. 1 minute 39.945 seconds. And 1 minute 31, sorry, 9.945 seconds. There you go. That was a 2-point-second stop for Logan Sargent. And there's Carlos Sainz overtaking Lance Stroll. Okay. Okay, what happened with George Russell here in his pit stop? Right. The right front wasn't quite going on properly. Okay. Oh, and George Russell now has the fastest lap, 1 minute 31.510 seconds. Okay. And now Perez has the fastest lap, 1 minute 31.408 seconds. So that's quite a drop already. Okay. The lap times are going to start coming down now, I think. And there's George Russell. Ooh, trying to overtake the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, but doesn't quite get the job done. But here he comes again, and now he does around the outside. Woof. Okay, that was interesting. Okay, and Charles Leclerc did try to get a look into Cops there, overtaking George Russell again, but didn't quite get the job done. Okay, lap 32 now. And there's Oscar Piastri overtaking Pierre Gasly. So that's him back up into 5th place. Holy hell. And Pierre Gasly has just peeled into the pits. Okay, and how long's this pit stop going to be for Gasly here? Don't know. The graphics disappeared. Great. And Lance Stroll's come into the pits as well. Seems to be a pretty good one. And it was a 2.3 second stop. Not bad. And Stroll's in the pits as well. For a... Okay, let's find out. And that was a 2.3 second stop for Stroll as well. Not bad. Oh, sorry guys, didn't sleep very well last night again. Okay, and Lando has been asking McLaren to put the soft tyre on, and that is a Haas up in flames, and it is Kevin Magnussen on, frankly, the racing line, yeah. Yellow flag, sector 1 and 2. Okay, so that is the Haas up in flames, and it's a virtual safety car. Okay. Okay, Albon's in the pits, Leclerc's in the pits. Oof. Okay, that was unexpected as hell. Hopefully that doesn't take too long to clear up so we can get going again. Obviously needs to put the fire out first. Oh, that kind of goes without saying, really. Okay, 3.5 second stop for Albon, a 2.5 for Leclerc, and that was an unsafe release from Ferrari there. Clear as day, that one. Oof. Okay, that was... Oh, and Valtteri Bottas is now in the pits. Yeah, that was very clearly an unsafe release from Ferrari there. Yeah, without question. And there's Tsunoda coming into the pits as well. Now Hamilton's been told to come in. Okay, this is going to create some chaos. De Vries is in the pits as well. Oh, okay, don't know what Bottas's time was. Okay, Tsunoda's is a 3.1. Second stop. Don't know what Bottas's was because it didn't show, unfortunately. Tsunoda's was a 2.4. Okay, Verstappen's now been told to pit as well. And it is now a full-blown safety car. Now we've got Hülkenberg in the pits as well, with Verstappen coming in as well. Okay. This is going to be insane. That was a 4-second stop there for Hülkenberg, so quite a slow stop there for that other Haas. And Verstappen's now in the pits. Okay. Okay. And Verstappen's now on the softs with a 2.7 second stop. Lando Norris is in now, so... Okay, let's just say everyone's in the pits at this point, because, yeah, there are a lot of people in the pits now. Okay, and that was a 2.2 second stop there for Lando Norris, and what will it be for Lewis Hamilton here? His stop is going to be a... Oh, Alonso's in as well. And here we have a 3.2 second stop for Hamilton, so that's not brilliant for him, but not bad either. And I believe that's a Ferrari coming in. Okay, this is... Oh, wow. Okay. Alonso is going to be a 2.6 second stop. That was mental. Okay, so now we have Verstappen, Norris, Hamilton, and Piastri top 4 with Russell running out the top 5. Okay. Oops, science radio. Okay. Joe's come into the pits. Carlos has asked Ferrari what would happen if he pitted now, and they told him, and he said, okay, I'll leave that up to you, and then they've told Carlos to stay out. Okay. 2.8 second stop for Zhou, Guan Yu. And Norris has been put onto the hard tyres. Okay, that's an interesting tactic. Oh, and there goes the Haas of Kevin Magnussen, which is still smoking a little bit. It must be said, it is still puffing out quite a lot of smoke there. Right, let's see what happened to him. Yep, okay, the car literally just went up in flames. Okay. Yep. Okay, Magnussen's engine literally just died and burst into flames. Okay. Yikes. So we have now lost Esteban Ocon early on, and now Kevin Magnussen. Oh, George Russell radio. Okay. George Russell's a bit frustrated with the pit stop calls with the safety car now. And it's just been pointed out that no one has been lapped, so we're not going to be waiting for any lapped cars to unlap themselves. Thank goodness for that, because we all remember what happened at the end of 2021. Yikes. Yeah, let's never, ever, ever do that again. F1, please. Please, never do that again. Okay, we're on to lap 35 now, so this is when I predicted things would start to kick off again. However, I didn't account for a safety car here, so once things get back to normal now, things should start to go a little bit nuts. And yes, I've had a haircut, so my hair is acting a little bit weird right now, so just bear with me on that. Okay, so Oscar Piastri has now only lost one place in this race, which is damn impressive, really. And then we have Oscar Piastri's family, which is really, really cool to see. Oh, lap 36 now. Still under the safety car. George Russell replay here. Not sure what of. Okay. This was George Russell's attempts to overtake Charles Leclerc while we were still racing. Okay. Okay, Magnussen's car's being loaded onto a flatbed truck now, so I imagine the safety car will be ending in probably the next 2 to 3 laps, which means we'll have a 12 to 13 lap sprint to the end of the race. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Oh, and now we're seeing an onboard from the safety car. Oh, wow, okay, this is interesting. We're just seeing Verstappen in the rear camera here. Oh, Norris radio. And Lando isn't too happy, it seems, with his tyre selection. Uh-oh. And now we're just watching the race start again, because frankly, that was probably one of the best things I've ever seen. Like, that was mental from Lando Norris there at the start. Okay, now we're seeing Max Verstappen overtake Lando Norris for the lead. And Zhou Guanyu's back in the pits. Okay. Okay, lap 37 now, still under the safety car, so don't know when it'll end exactly. Probably, again, I'd imagine in the next couple of laps, because Magnussen's car is on the flatbed truck now, so they're probably waiting to get it off the track, and then they'll probably go racing again as soon as that's done. So I reckon around lap 39 at the earliest. Okay. Oh, science radio. Okay, it looks as if Carlos Sainz is going to be pushing like hell as soon as the safety car comes back in, so expect Carlos Sainz to be flying around the track. Okay. Lap 38 now, so we should be back racing, hopefully very soon. Okay, so lap 39, we will be back racing because it's just been announced that the safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. Oh, and Florence Pugh is in the McLaren garage. Of course, star of Hawkeye. And it's just been said that the last time there were two British drivers on the podium at Silverstone was in 1999. So this could be a potentially history-making race with Norris and Hamilton on the podium. But we've still got quite a few laps to go until we see that, if we do. Okay, and the safety car is coming in now. Okay. Okay. Okay, lap 39, and we're off again. Okay. Yep. Okay, and Hamilton didn't manage to get past Lando Norris there, but coming on the Hamilton straight, he still can't do it. Because yes, the home straight is now named after Lewis Hamilton. Okay. Oh, Lando Norris defending like an absolute lion there. That was insane. Okay. That was a really good start there from Lando Norris. That was damn impressive. Okay, and there's Verstappen on the fastest lap. A 1 minute 30.348 seconds. Oh, and here comes Hamilton on Lando Norris, but he still can't get the move done. Okay. Oof. Crikey, Lando Norris is not giving up this P2. Oof. Okay. And Lance Stroll's being in an incident with Lance Stroll's being noted for leaving the track and gaining an advantage. Okay. George Russell has just complimented the McLarens because he is Lando Norris is going very fast on the hard sides. That is very impressive, to be honest with you. Okay. DRS is now reactivated because it's been 2 laps since the safety car. Okay. And here is the Lance Stroll incident that's being noted. Oh. Yeah. Okay. That does look a bit... Okay. Okay. And of course, Driver of the Day vote closes in 10 laps' time. I have my suspicions on who's going to win today, but I could be wrong. But I've got a very strange feeling it could be Lando Norris. But I'll let you guys influence the votes, see how it goes. Verstappen radio. Okay. Verstappen's not too confident on his current soft tyres. Okay. Okay, now we've got 10 laps to go of the race. Maybe, as I said earlier, I'll stay on to the end of the podium ceremony, and then I'll sign off as I usually do. And then I will be back in probably an hour and a half at that point for this week's Astoundcast with Roxanne, episode 92. So please check us out again on there in just over an hour and a half. Of course, it'll be here on YouTube as it is now. Okay, and Lance Stroll has had no further investigation on his potential leaving the track and gaining an advantage. Okay, that's interesting. Ooh. Okay, go. Okay, and here comes Sergio Perez on the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz. He's very close to the Ferrari there, and is about to overtake the Ferrari, it seems. Although not quite. Okay. And now he's got him. So that's Sergio Perez up into 7th. And Alex Albon's coming to take the Ferrari as well. So that is Carlos Sainz down into 9th, and Alex Albon up into 8th, and Sergio Perez up into 7th. Okay. And there's Charles Leclerc overtaking Carlos Sainz as well, which will put him down to P10. And here comes Lance Stroll as well, potentially. Ooh, Carlos Sainz is not having a good time right now. Yikes. Okay, Pierre Gasly re-overtakes Lance Stroll. Okay, and the Driver of the Day vote closes in 7 laps' time. If you want to take part in that, do so now. And it looks as if Lando Norris's hard tyre has paid off for him. Oh, and there's Carlos Sainz being overtaken by Pierre Gasly as well. Oof. But Carlos is coming back and re-overtakes Pierre Gasly. Oh, sorry, it was 2010, the last podium with McLaren at Silverstone. Oh, and there's Gasly going off track. Oh, Gasly seems to have a puncture or something. Or maybe broken suspension. Oh, but he is slowing down. Okay. And it looks as if Gasly's about to retire from the race too. Ooh, okay. Whoops. And there's Perez overtaking Fernando Alonso for 6th place. Okay, yep, and there was a bit of contact there with Lance Stroll. Okay. 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 So that's Gasly out of the race as well, and a double DNF for the AstCa team of Alpine. Ouch. And this will be Lewis Hamilton's 14th British Grand Prix podium. And Lando Norris is about to equal his career best of 2nd place. And George Russell has had a black and white flag for track limits. Oh, God. Okay. Okay, lap 48 now. Okay. 44% for Lando Norris, 13% for Lewis Hamilton, and 10% for Oscar Piastri on the Driver of the Day vote split. And Lando Norris has had a black and white flag as well. Oh boy. Okay, lap 49, 4 laps to go. Okay, now we're on to lap 50, 3 laps to go. Oh, and Lance Stroll now has a 5-second penalty for causing a collision with Gasly, which ultimately took the Alpine out of the race only a few laps ago. So right now that would put Stroll down into 13th, I think. Yes, it would. And that's right now, unless he starts to pull out another gap. Unless he really, really pulls out the gap now, which, we'll wait and see. Okay. And Albon is being chased down by Charles Leclerc for 8th place. Okay. Lap 51 now, so 2 laps to go. And Florence Pugh is going to be waving the checkered flag at the race as well. That's pretty cool. Okay. Now we're approaching the final lap of the race. I imagine we'll be getting there any moment now, probably. Yep. Now we're on to the final lap. And Lewis Hamilton's reporting that he's losing grip on his rear tyres, so it looks as if Lando Norris might be safe in P2. And this will be Red Bull's 11th race win in a row, equaling McLaren's record for most amount of race wins in a row, which is kind of insane. Oh, and here's Alex Albon overtaking Charles Leclerc again, but that was weird. Leclerc seems to have briefly gotten Albon back, but managed to get the switch back from Albon, so now we're back to normal. And here comes Max Verstappen to win the British Grand Prix. And here comes Lando Norris behind him in P2. And here comes Lewis Hamilton in P3. So there's the podium. Wow, that was amazing. Okay, so I'll be on for about another further 10 minutes, I'd reckon. Then I'll be signing off, ready for the AstCa in an hour and a half now. That was mental. Oh, stopping radio. Being congratulated on the race win. This is Red Bull's first win here since 2011. No, 2012, sorry. Right, okay. Lando Norris wins the Driver of the Day vote with a staggering 45% of the vote. Wow. And Lando Norris is incredibly happy with that result, obviously. And now McLaren have become the 6th team this year to finish on the podium. Wow. Oh, Hamilton radio. Okay, and here comes the cars into the pits for the end of the race. And Verstappen has the fastest lap of the race with a 1 minute 30.275 seconds. Woof. There we go. And this is the first time that George Russell has scored points at Silverstone in his career, which is a massive achievement for him, of course. Oh, Lando Norris nearly slipped off of his car. Oh, God. Not what you want to do there, Lando, really. Chance for Lando there. That was a really good race there. I cannot lie. That was incredible. Okay. And post-race interviews being hosted by David Coulthard again, as he did a few races ago. Yeah, that was a really good race, I have to be honest. I haven't been that entertained by a race for a while. Like, the last few races have been kind of slow, but that one was just pure action throughout. Like, that was amazing. Ugh. That was really good. Oop. Oh, that was frankly brilliant. That from Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton, and of course Max Verstappen, in pure dominant fashion, blitzed the race. And now Lando Norris is being attacked by a fly. And I believe he's just punched it. Yeah, okay. A little bit of banter here between Lewis Hamilton and Lando Norris. And massive cheers for Lewis Hamilton as well. And there's the Hamilton family with Nicholas, Anthony Hamilton and Lewis's mum, of course. That was a really good race. Yeah. Now we're on to the podium in a moment. Oh, now the crowds are coming onto the track. Now they're in the cool down room for a little bit. Now Lando and Max just talking about the race and how it all went. Mm. I mean, the McLarens did have a really good race there. If you're a McLaren fan, that was probably a very good race for you, I'd imagine. And of course, if you're a Mercedes fan. And of course, a Red Bull fan. Okay. I'll be on for probably another 5 minutes and then I'll sign off. So I'll see you all in just over an hour now for the Astoundcast. But if you've liked this stream, please like it as well as subscribe to mine and Roxanne's channels. Her link's in the description. My button is just below the video title. And if you click the video title, you'll head into my description, which will contain my social medias, Roxanne's YouTube, and her website. And of course, please comment as well, because why not? And let me know what you thought of this race and AstCa news. And please follow me on my social medias, as I said. Lastly, share this video, this stream with all your friends. They can join the infinite loop of liking, subscribing, commenting, following, and sharing. And round and round around that loop. And I'll see you all later with another stream. And later with another stream, and tomorrow with another YouTube video. But now, we're on to the podium. So we'll sign off the moment that finishes up. Now for the anthems. Okay, now we're on to the trophies for the first, second, and third place drivers, and of course the Constructors' Trophy, as well as the Winner's Medal. Okay. And there's the medal for the winner from Max Verstappen. Okay, and there's Gianpiero Lambiase accepting the Constructors' Trophy for Red Bull. Of course, as Max's engineer. And here comes the second place trophy for Lando Norris. And here comes the third place trophy for Lewis Hamilton. And now I shall sign this one off. So, as I said, I'll see you all in about an hour and a quarter for this week's Astoundcast. And tomorrow with another YouTube video. Bye, everyone.